Hi y'all, welcome back to GroFit with Tammy. On today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 beauty products that I no longer buy and tell you the alternatives I've chosen instead, because I love sharing with you the tips and tricks that I've learned to feel fit and fabulous as I approach 50. My whole life I took for granted that things sold on the market were deemed safe, that there were systems set in place that I could trust. I could choose a bottle of lotion based on how it smelled, see a billboard with a beautiful actress or model, and get that perfume or beauty product so I could look and smell like them. It wasn't later until my mid-30s that I began my personal research and then studied holistic healthcare and saw the discrepancies. I could now look at things that were on my shelf, know that the ingredients in there would leave you shocked to know you were putting it in your body. You see, this video is about our skin. But before I continue, please hit subscribe so that you can get my videos as they're released each Thursday. Leave a like if you're enjoying the content I'm producing, and I would love to hear any comments or questions that you may have so I can walk your health journey with you further. Now, back to our skin. I've shared with you some of the foods I eat or don't eat. The difference is our digestive system does some of the filtering there. Our skin is our body's largest organ, and it absorbs what we put on it. You see, the cosmetic industry isn't regulated the same way as the food industry. The ingredients being used don't have to all be disclosed to us. There are ingredients that in the EU, they've deemed them as unsafe, but in the US, there's very few that have been banned. Chemical versions are cheaper than the natural alternatives out there that companies would then need to use, and it would give their products a shorter shelf life, costing them money. There are a few different pathways that these chemicals can enter our bodies, not only through our skin. Some phthalates and fragrances can enter our bloodstream, being inhaled through our lungs, while others are ingested, like through our lip balms and lipsticks. Okay, some may argue that it takes huge concentrated amounts of these chemicals to really become a toxic burden for our body. But small doses of them in different combinations can wreak havoc, and not everybody's system is the same or has the same tolerances. Once these chemicals pass through the outer layers of our skin, it has the likely chance of entering straight into our bloodstream. Here, the defense would be our lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system takes used white blood cells, which are our fighting blood cells to kill infections and attack cancerous cells. So we really don't want to be overloading it through beauty products that are containing ingredients that aren't natural and aren't received well by our body. So let's stop and consider and see what you are willing to make some changes on today, because I believe these small steps will be the changes that can help you to feel your best. Now let's do this. Starting with number 5 on my list, perfumes. I no longer buy perfumes, and I don't have any on my shelf. Oh wait, my daughter just gave me a bottle of hers, but I don't wear it. It's pretty, it smells good, and I admire when someone walks past and their fragrance wafts in the air. But these fragrances being used today are hormone disruptors. They disrupt our endocrine system, and that makes us sick. We have tons of illnesses out there these days, and this is one of the culprits. Fragrances coming into our body either through our skin or in our lungs. I instead use essential oils. These are extracts taken from nature, and I look for the most pure essential oils I can get that haven't been chemically altered. Their fragrances are pleasing to me, but not only that, but they have beneficial properties. When I use lavender, I feel relaxed. It helps relieve headaches and tension, anxiety. I have a whole slew of little bottles in my cabinet that I can go to when I need a pick-me-up or when I need to calm down, or I just want to smell pretty. Not only for myself, but my husband and children reap the benefits as well. Number 4 on my list are lotions and sunscreens. Because these are applied all over the body, I want to be careful what ingredients I'm using in that capacity. So I look for sunscreen for my family that has the purest, most natural ingredients. And for lotions, we use coconut oil. So simple and inexpensive, virgin cold-pressed coconut oil can be used for a number of things in the bathroom as well as the kitchen. Coconut oil also has sunscreen properties. I use it with my darker skin. I can go out in the sun and not burn. If you're fair skinned, you may need to look for those sunblocks and sunscreens that are deemed safe. Number 3 on my list are deodorants. Deodorants and antiperspirants are used to keep us smelling nice and fresh throughout the day. But antiperspirants actually keep the natural process of the body's elimination from happening. I no longer buy anything that says antiperspirant. Deodorants, on the other hand, there are several options out there available using natural ingredients. Not all of them are effective, and I've been through several types trying to find the one that's right for me. Number 2 on my list are facial products and my makeup. I'm still making changes here. I still have a few products that I really like and haven't found an alternative. But I know it's important to keep the search up because I really only want to put ingredients on my face that allow my pores to breathe, and I'm doing much, much better. And now, number 1 on my list. And it's number 1 because I think the men have probably tuned out by now. And I want to talk to you about feminine hygiene and menstruation products. There are things that we are using down there where our skin is super thin, and the chemicals used in menstruation pads and tampons are not disclosed, and they're in a very sensitive area. This is an area where I've become super careful. Hygiene washes, I don't like to see those out and about, and the damage that we're continuously causing and going to the doctor for these infections brought on by causing the imbalance in the first place with products we shouldn't be using. A little secret, if I get any itching going on down there, I reach for the coconut oil. It has antibacterial, antimicrobial properties, and I know it's safe to use. This tends to take care of my problem every time. I have not been to the doctor for any infections in that area. And as far as my menstruation products, when I realized the fragrances and chemicals being used to cover up and mask what's going on down there, I quickly switched to organic cotton reusable pads, and now they even make panties that are very discreet to use for the same purpose. I also use a silicone menstrual cup. It took me a little while to get used to it, but now I find it perfectly comfortable and I can see what's going on with my body throughout the cycles. Another step for me monitoring how I feel, how my hormone system's doing, and being in touch with my body. I hope that the insights I've brought to you for these 5 types of beauty products have given you something to consider and reassess what's on your shelf, what you're using for you and your family. Especially if there's been some niggling ailments hanging around, it's a good time to stop and take a look at what you have the power to change. These things didn't happen for me overnight. These were slow, small steps. As I run out of one product, then I begin my research and I look into what would be a good fit for me in that area. Let's begin the journey to a healthier you. Bye, y'all. So stop burning all those Glade air fresheners in your house. You see, I feel like Ethan. Bye, y'all.